So hold on. It says Colby Covington absolutely goes in on Paul Felder and sends him a warning. Okay, let's go.
Paul Felder keeps running his mouth from the commentary booth. He's going to get slapped as well. That's so self-loathing.
What's going on? What's going on with Paul Felder, man? What's happening?
Dude, he was talking shit about me. He was saying some shit that, oh, he's done this and that and some other shit. Hey, Dennis, I want you to go ask him next time you see him in person. Ask him about the time we were at Joint Base Langley Eustis, the Army and Air Force Base, and he got tied fucking in handcuffs by the military police to a toilet in his bathroom because he was drunk on the base. Like, that's embarrassing, you self-loathing drunk asshole. He must be drunk half the time he's in that commentary booth for the UFC. Man, I feel bad for the UFC. They need to get some new commentators. And what better, man? I could be the UFC commentator.
Next time you see him, you might have a word with him.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to have a word. You know, like, I kept that story close to my heart for a long time, and I was never going to share it. But when you start trying to trash my name in the media and say things about me, what the fuck is a Paul Felder? What the fuck has Paul Felder done? Dennis, I make more money outside the UFC than that guy's made in his whole entire life. Like, the guy's an absolute bum. He's never done anything in the sport. He has no reason to talk shit, especially when he's never been in a main event in his life. The guy's a bum. He's gotten beaten up by everybody. He's literally been a punching bag in the UFC, and he's a self-loathing drunk asshole. So who gets tied to a freaking porcelain toilet on a military base? You're supposed to be there respecting the troops, respecting the military, but no, you're there being a fucking drunk asshole. Ask Paul Felder about that story. That's a true story. You know?
So
apparently, yeah, Paul Felder's manager came out and was like, he was drunk, but he never got tied to a toilet. You're like, yeesh.
Even if he did.
Yeah, I mean,
if I had a nickel for every time I've been handcuffed to a toilet at a military base because I was hammered.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
It's so funny how they said like he wasn't handcuffed, but he was.
Let me see what the manager said. Paul Felder's dope. He's a good commentator too.
Yeah.
Colby, better fighter than Paul Felder overall. Like career, fought in main events. Yeah. You know, like Colby in his prime was a fucking monster. Paul Felder's good, but not to the level. To his point, he's never main event, but Paul Felder's fucking good. But maybe Paul Felder won't have the career Colby had, but Colby could never commentate like Paul Felder.
Oh,
that's
Paul Felder's amazing.
Paul Felder's good. So this is his manager. Paul Felder's manager, Brian Butler, fact-checked the story. There's never any military police. He was never tied to a toilet. He was never trying to start a fight with me. We had just gotten done with a long day of hanging with the troops and doing things. And we were sitting in the hotel lobby with a few people that we were with all day. We were drinking whiskey and we were there all night. That means he was drunk. After some ribbing from Butler about his weight, Felder stormed off the bed. Butler would then get a drunk call from the retired fighter saying, "My hotel room is broken." Butler and Covington went to investigate and found water coming out from under Felder's door.
And then it continues here.
I'm like, "Paul, man, what the hell happened to your room?" He's like, "I slammed the lid and the toilet broke." Who knows what happened? I'm like, no. I'm like, "Listen, we got to get out of here and let's clean this up, get you another room, get you out of here." And he wasn't looking at me. We could tell he had a lot of whiskey in him, and he was looking through me. And in my head, there's a slight chance if he pressed too hard, he's going to swing on me. I knew probably not, but the cool thing was Colby's right there, right behind my back. I'm standing there just quiet. And I'm like, see, good on Colby. He's here to get my back just in case nothing happened. And then Paul was like, all right. He grumbled, and we cleaned up the room, and they moved into another room, and that was it. All right, well, it sounds like Colby might have been telling the truth. Yeah, so he broke the toilet because he'd taken a piss and slammed it too hard. It's like, all right, well. But even if Colby did, I mean, even if Felder did, oh, whatever, man. Be a good fight for both of them.
Yeah, I think that's a good fight, too. You already mentioned this guy, Alex Pereira's rival that beat him before.
Artem. That's what I was talking about.
Yep,
Everyone's like, I can't believe UFC didn't sign him. Again, UFC doesn't need anybody. The way the whole organization's set up, they're not going to offer you the same as you're getting paid in whatever organization you're in. Until you prove yourself, you have the potential to make life-changing money. That's why you signed with the UFC. Kayla Harrison did that. She took a pay cut coming from PFL because being PFL champion ain't shit. No one gives a fuck. Walking down the street, like, no one's saying, oh, there's the world champion Kayla Harrison. No. Now she wins this UFC belt in a few months here. That's a big difference. Sponsorship, everything, big difference. Viewership, big difference. So UFC's like, no. You have the potential here. Yeah. We're not going to pay you out the gate. Prove yourself, and we'll pay you. It's just their model. I'm not saying it's right, but that's their model.
Yeah. So they didn't come to terms on that agreement. So and
Not even
then
close.
now he's fighting Rico Verhoeven, which we talked about before. Rico Verhoeven's fighting
Glory.
or in talks with Ngannou, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And remember,
Headline says, husband cheats on UFC fighter before groundbreaking pay-per-view event, corners her anyway. In quotes, there was no time to change. Let me see.
yeah. So she found out that her husband was cheating on her like a week before her fight against Irene Aldana, and this is Norma Dumont, I believe, right?
Scroll up. So it says, what happened was I found out a little before the fight that he was cheating on me. But like the day of the fight?
Oh, it says just 3 weeks before.
Okay. So we went through the whole thing and got a divorce. It was before the fight. Matter of fact, about 3 weeks before the fight, there was a 14-year marriage. He was always my coach the entire time, but the fight was there. There was no time to change corners. There would be no time to adapt to somebody new. We don't want to speak about it before the fight because we didn't want it to overshadow the fight. Fight was really what was important. Damn, what mental strength to know that's going on. Like, well, let's just deal with it after.
It's gotta suck balls.
Gangster.
Yeah.
I need to fight. I think the fighter needs to fight, right? We've been talking about this point with the organization for a while. Come from a complicated situation. 5 victories. It was tough to get a belt fight here. Yeah, good for her, man. She's a little beast, too. Won her 5 straight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demont. Yeah, that's awkward. Good for her.
Yeah, definitely. She wants
More
it.
power to her.
Fans are angry about Jack Della Maddalena because there's like a
GoFundMe?
pub. It's right here. Here it is. Let me go to the top.
Come
here.
have a beer with Jack 1 week to book tickets. Perth UFC fans will have an amazing night planned for our local legend, Jack. Jack will be fighting the UFC World Championship in Montreal. He's having a fundraiser dinner on Monday. There will be a Q&A session, longtime coach. Tickets will be 150, 250. VIP experience will include meet and greet, photo, signed poster.
Q&A.
Okay. All profits from the tickets go towards getting the full team out to Montreal to support Jack and his mission, UFC Gold.
So basically, people are criticizing him for doing trying to raise money for his team and him to go out instead of him paying for it all himself. You know what I'm saying?
This is where the UFC's at, you know? But then also, they go on to say, believe it or not, the UFC does not pay for anyone or anything. Well, so they just contradict themselves. They don't pay for anyone or anything but 6 nights of accommodation, flights for 2. Yeah, Australia to Montreal is not cheap. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, if he becomes champ, they'll pay for 3. So if he wins this fight, they pay for 3. But they pay for 2 coaches. That's all you really need. But if he wants to bring the whole team, yeah, you're looking at flights from Australia to Montreal. You're looking at a few $1,000.
But I mean, how do you feel about them? Like, honestly, if he's offering like, you know, Q&A, signed stuff and all, I don't mind that at all. But I've seen people do GoFundMes, right? Even like popular fighters that do GoFundMes for certain things that are going on in their life, and they're not like rock bottom. So that one to me is kind of
It's a little weird.
Yeah, a little weird. But this one, I'm not. Yeah, it's not a big
It's
deal.
like
to
when
me.
Alyssa Milano was like started a GoFund for a travel ball team. Who we do play?
Yes, but I'm saying,
And you're like, hey, you've been on
Exactly.
TV for 40 years. Cover it, though.
Yeah.
That's different. Like, she's set. Bitch, don't do a GoFundMe. For Jack, he's like, man, I'd like these 2 other coaches there. They're probably like, hey, what are we going to do? They only cover 2 flights and 6 nights in a hotel room, which is so much money. What are we going to do? And he was like, well, look into it. And they're like, hey, man, it's $6,000 to get us out there plus hotel. And Jack's like, I'm not paying $6,000. And then one of his coaches was like, well, we could do like a benefit. That's all it is. And if they can raise the money, more power to them. Who gives a fuck? Now, if this was John Jones or GSP or Khabib or Izzy or Alex, you're like, hold up, dude. But JDM, he's not making life-changing money right now. He has the potential to, if he wins this fight, to cover 3 flights. That's all it is. I don't have a problem with it.
no, and plus he's offering services. It's not like he's asking for money for nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.